Right, I'm back down my field again. This is where I do like all my rod testing and like all my lessons. And this time I've got a new Shimano Intensity 12-foot Spod marker rod with me. And I've come down here today to give it a few hits, see how far I can put it and just get a feel for the rod. All rods feel different. Initially, out the bag, what I can say about this blank, it's very light, okay? A lot of Shimano rods, in fact, all the Shimano rods that I've used have always been light, so this is no exception. This is a light rod. Another thing that initially I really like about it is like the reel seat. That is a really sturdy reel seat, okay? This reel is not going anywhere. I don't know if you can see that, but the way you tighten it up from the back, and the reel foot there fits a long way inside it, so it's really, really sturdy. I like that. It's got quite a unique handle as I come across. It's got a big like Duplon handle at the back here. Bit different from a lot of Spod and marker rods. Yeah, I'll see if I like it as I go on, but feels nice. Handle spacing's good. My handle spacings on all my rods are like them tucked under my arm there, stretch my arm out like that, but tend to hold the reel, and that's exactly where it should be. And for me being like that, I've got very average arms, that fits perfectly. That means that the lever point's in the right place. If the handle's too short, it's hard work casting because the lever point's in the wrong place. So your arm spacing is pretty important. This has got, I'm average arm, so this one should be right for a lot of people. Let me just show you the rod. It's a, see that? TX Intensity Spod marker 12-footer. For my biggest casts, 13-footers do go further, but a lot of people use 12-foot rods, so let's just see what this one's going to do today. Going further up the rod, 50mm ringing, Kaigan guides, so they're good standard guides. I've used Kaigan guides for a long time on like the previous rods that I used to use, so Kaigan guides, really good. 50mm ringing. I always use 50mm ringing, so that suits me perfectly. Seems to have a stiff butt, which is good for casting. And I've got the Spod reel, the Ultegra XTD Spod reel. The braid I've got on there is 0.16mm. I always use between 0.16 and 20mm. 60-pound braided leader. I haven't filled the braid too far up on the spool. Always leave yourself a lip when you're using braid, otherwise you're going to suffer from wind knots as the braid flies off the spool. The Shimano reels have got really good line lay. It's very tight, so that means you must pay attention to keeping the braid tight on the spool at all times, otherwise that can give you wind knots as well. What will I be casting today? Well, I'm going to be casting one of these, which is an Alien Spod. These are fantastic for casting a long way. Really good with like boilies. You put boilies in there and water just to below the fin there. I'll show you it soon. Just below the fin there with the water and the boilies, and these fly. A lot of people don't use these, of course, so I've also got a large spawn with me. I haven't got a medium spawn, just a large one. I tend to use large spawns a lot, so I'm going to give that a go as well. The weather conditions, I've got a wind blowing into my face, so I like to keep it as real as possible. I could easily cast with the wind and give you an exaggerated like distance of how far these are going, but we don't get that in fishing. So, well, we do sometimes, but very rarely. So I like just to stand here and take the weather as it comes. So I've got a little breeze blowing into me. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to fill it with. I'm going to fill it with hemp and boilies. I'm going to have some casts, and then I'm going to come back to you and just tell you how I feel that the rod's performed. and we'll get some realistic like distances of what you can expect to feed at, because feeding is really important. Let's see how it goes. Right, so I've just filled my spod with bait, okay, and the bait I'm using just for this demonstration is hemp and boilies. Now, this is an alien spod, okay. I don't know if everybody's seen these before, but let me just, it's like go through it, okay. It's a weighted front, it's quite a thin, and it's tapered, so it's thicker at this end than it is at the top end. How it works is, it's an old style like design actually from MCF, I believe, but it's just been updated a little bit with more modern materials. So how it works is you put the ball here, which is a ball there, and on here, if you can see, there's a little like V shape, and you put that, as it comes away from you, it's angled away from you, you put it into this side here like that. And what happens is, as you cast out, it hits the water and that ball comes off of there like that, and it comes in backwards. So that's how it works. This spod casts an awful long way, okay. If you're fishing like boilies at range, it's also very good because as it turns over, you can reel it in quickly and it will spread the boilies a bit more than normal spod because it's quite a thin opening at the top. Now, one tip with these, I always like to squeeze this bit here, squeeze it a bit narrower just to stop the ball coming out on really hard casts. So then that goes in there. I filled it up here with hemp and boilies, and it's just to the like bottom of the fins there. That's where it's got to be. If you go any higher than that, it will wobble in the air and it won't cast as far. I've also got my finger stool on. I must say that the Gardner finger stools are the best ones that I've used, and I've used them all. They last a long time and you can feel everything. So I always use the Gardner ones. And that's it, all ready to go. I have got a spom over there as well, a large spom. I'm going to put that on in a minute. I haven't even cast this rod yet, okay? I haven't had one cast of it. It hasn't been bent, nothing's happened to it. So what I'm going to do, like I always do, I'm just going to hit it as hard as I can from the off. There is no like bedding in process. All right, like the resins might crack a little bit, but for me, let's just get stuck into it, hit it hard, see where it goes. Right, okay, I just had my first cast, and the first cast into this little bit of a wind went 150 meters. So 150